Welcome back to National Update. I'm Tracy Sabol. A former Navy SEAL says that he is running for senator because he now wants to be a warrior for President Trump's America First agenda. Jared Hudson of Alabama making that statement just one day after current Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville announced that he is stepping aside to run for Alabama governor. And joining us now to talk more about why he is stepping into the political spotlight is Jared Hudson. Jared, thank you so much for coming on to National Update. We appreciate it. Before we get to your run, I just want to talk to you first about that horrific terrorist attack that we saw happen yesterday in Colorado. And I want to get your thoughts on all of that.
Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost. And honestly, thoughts and prayers go out to the families and the people that were impacted by that terrorist attack. That's one of the things we see coming out of 4 years of a Biden administration. We see that there is a lack of security for regular, everyday American people, right? I believe the attack, it was I think y'all are showing it right now, yeah, a firebombing attack. And you know, just thoughts and prayers go out to those people that were involved in that. It's obviously terrible. And that's one of the things that we have to, as a country, stand against and stand up for our victims of these heinous crimes.
Absolutely. Now I want to move on to you and your run. Tell us a little bit more about why you are making a run for Senate from Alabama. Is this something that you were thinking about even before you heard that Senator Tuberville was going to run for governor? Has it always been maybe top of mind for you?
Well, yes, ma'am. For the last couple of months, my wife and I have been praying about it. We're Christians, and so as Christians, we spend a lot of time in thought and prayer about anything that we're going to do. It came across my desk a couple of months ago when some supporters of Coach Tuberville and also of our organization, Covenant Rescue Group, called and asked if Coach ran for governor, would I be interested or would I consider running for the open U.S. Senate seat? And I said, well, I'll spend some time praying about it with my wife. And as we've gone over the last 2 months and prayed through it and looked at it, we've gotten green lights the whole way. And so when Coach finally announced, we went ahead and said we're announcing to run for this open U.S. Senate seat.
Yeah, I love that. And I know, obviously, you're a Navy SEAL. So how do you think all this experience and you being a Navy SEAL has helped to prepare you for this race?
Well, yeah. Well, one, I mean, just being as genuine as possible. You know, most people that get into the political world, or at least most of the people where I'm from in Alabama who would look to run for the position of U.S. Senator, it's a political stepping stone, or everything they've done is a political stepping stone for them to get to this position. It's just the next step in their political career. And that's the problem with career politicians. For me, I mean, we were in the military. I actually served this country, shot people for this country, lost buddies for this country, been overseas, been to war on behalf of this country. And, you know, it truly is service. So when you go to a position of Senate, it truly is a service-oriented position and shouldn't be political ambition. And so for me, that would be the first thing that the SEAL teams prepared me for in this spot, is it's given me the trajectory of service-oriented work as opposed to self-oriented work.
Yeah, and you mentioned you're a strong Christian. I know defending Christian values, that's one of your top priorities, as well as border security. Talk to us a little bit more about that, and what do you see maybe as some of the threats to both?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously you just showed the terrorist attack that took place the other day. And even before that, I was listening to your story prior to you talking to me with the transgender issue, right? It's easy to say, hey, we want to fight against the woke agenda. But as a dad of 3 daughters, I think that is one of the biggest risks, one of the biggest national security risks even that we see, because it's tearing down all of the institutions that we have in place, just simply so, I don't know, so somebody can feel good about something they think that's not only incorrect, but that negatively impacts our kids and my kids. So as a dad of 3 daughters, I want to fight against the woke agenda. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to ask your question again. I kind of got off on a tangent.
Oh, no, that's okay. We were just talking about border security and Christian values. And you also mentioned your nonprofit group, Covenant rescue group. I'd like for you to talk a little bit more about that and human trafficking, which is such a scourge right now, not only around the world, but also right here in the United States.
Yeah, so the woke agenda and Christian values, I think, Christian values and border security tie into that fight against the woke agenda. The border security issues tie in well to what we do at Covenant Rescue Group, the anti-human trafficking work that we do, where we train local law enforcement on how to successfully target individuals who are buying or selling kids for sex. One of the things that we've noticed over, I don't know, the last 2 years of operations in doing this, where we go in and train law enforcement, we set up an op, and we make arrests and hopefully have successful prosecutions in the end, is that about 20 to maybe 30%, depending on the area, are illegal immigrants. So these are people who have illegally come across the border and are targeting our kids. And so I believe that's an important thing to talk about, and we've only seen that tick up over the last 4 years of the Biden administration, where the borders have been wide open and anybody and everybody can come across. So I do believe that the border security issues tie in very well to the targeting of our children here in the U.S.
Joe, we're almost out of time. Before you let you go, what are some of the major issues, other major issues for folks in your state that you hope to tackle if you come here to Washington?
Yeah, so, and I even wrote a few down just to help me remember, but I would say one of the biggest things Alabama does, we have a coal, a timber industry. We've got a lot of natural resources in Alabama, and I believe that energy independence is a national security issue, but it's also just a normal everyday issue for people in Alabama. So that would be one of them. The other one I talked about, the woke agenda and the impact it has on the education of our kids. My wife and I, we teach our kids. My wife is running a homeschool hybrid that they're starting this year. So I believe the education piece is vitally important for our children. I believe as a U.S. Senator, you positively impact that for the state of Alabama. And then finally, military and veterans. We have 400,000 vets plus or minus in this state, so we are a heavy veteran state, and I want to impact positively veterans, but also military service members who are working on projects in this state as they're still active in the military.
Well, Jared, thank you so much, and God bless you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, ma'am.